was an exciting and stimulating discussion. We'll make the Q&A very short lang. How difficult or easy is it to make it simultaneous that you have good governance and prompt execution of the projects?
How difficult? It's very difficult because good governance means you are revamping all the systems that do not work. However, I think you're all familiar with financial modeling. By this time, you're all familiar with financial modeling. So as a modeler, you have that trade-off. Are you going to compute for that rate of return using manual Excel? You just divide from anywhere from the Excel sheet, or you will just invest in crafting a very elegant financial models with interfaces with other sheets, may naka-program yun, naka-formula, and you invest your time in making sure that there are flexibilities in your financial model. And once you have built that financial model, it's just a matter of playing around with your inputs. Correct? So, and then it will be very, very fast to turn out results. Ganun din sa good governance and good economics. So, the 5 years of the Aquino administration was actually focused on replacing the old system. For example, in DPWH, they had 33 documents for a building to be successful. So they have to do away with it, study it very hard. What are really the critical documents? And they have reduced it to 5. So from 33 to 5, and it took them 2 years to master that particular system. And that's why our GDP went down in 2011 to 2012 because of that birth pains. And so after that, we've seen that in our 2012-2013, DPWH already gained momentum in spending the project. So spending the budget for the projects. And I think you just need to spend the next 3 to 5 years for that good governance and good economics. And that's why, how many of you are voters already? Wow. And that's why it's very important that you appreciate what the Aquino administration has done in terms of the systems. So we sacrificed some of the GDP growth for the systems. But for the next president, it should be important. The core reason why we should vote is to make sure that those systems are not replaced. So that we just concentrate, in the next administration, we just concentrate on spending the trillions of money that we have budgeted already. So we have 3 trillion in the budget for the 2016 and another 3.5 billion for 2017. So that's
two questions that are student related. Which sector in the economy will be good employment targets for them, and how do we contribute to students in the inclusive growth?
As I've said, the finance sector, because of the very, very low interest rate, is really cracking their brains out in figuring out what are the alternative ways of earning, or what are the alternative ways of channeling these available deposit funds from OFWs, from middle class, into productive resources. And the banks have given up. And then the banks, if you go to banks, they will tell you, please don't deposit. We have other instruments here. You invest in mutual funds, you invest in the bond funds, but please, as much as possible, don't deposit anymore. Because the printing of the statement of account is actually probably more expensive than the interest of your money. Okay, so that's why. What's my point? The point is, they need brains. As many in this auditorium and in Cebu, to crack how to make sure that we utilize this sleeping money, these available resources for all of us. So finance, real estate is just starting, okay? And then yung construction is good, especially in the regions. Don't look at Metro Manila anymore. We have invested more than 100 billion pesos to make sure that we, Subic, to make sure that we go to Batangas, we can already use the available international port store, which is, by the way, 3% utilization rate. Subic is just 5% utilization rate. And Manila is 120% utilization rate. How can that happen? And we're paying for the amortization of both the Subic and the Batangas port. So we need brains like yours to make sure that we take advantage and we utilize these available resources and to build more projects for this. There is if the government is successful, the payment or the compensation rate for government employees will be at par with the compensation package of the financial sector. Yes, the secretary of a department from 120,000 can go as high as 550,000 per month. So for all those of you who are thinking of their career in finance, well, there are banks out there are investment companies out there, but the government is also in need of good financial analysts to make sure that we procure good and effective projects.
Thank you. Which projects do you think should be in the fast track move? If the Philippine President or the next Philippine President is in this venue, what will be your key advice?
So, having presented that 53% of our national economy is concentrated in Metro Manila and Calabar zone, it's important that you make sure that all the readily available projects there should be built out and should be implemented. Example, the LRT-1 South extension from Baclaran to Bacoor had a feasibility study finished in 1999. Thereafter, there were additional 3 more feasibility studies up to 2011. And in 2011, there was another feasibility study. So, but it's what it has been ready. It's just an extension to Bacoor and an extension to the north. So you already have the first project. Second project is the LRT on the line of Commonwealth, which is MRT Center, extension of Masinag. And then our airport in Clark. All you need to have is a terminal, airport terminal in Clark. And you can already shift 30% of your passengers or your flights from Metro Manila to Clark. So you can already take advantage of the growth or the potential of Clark. So those are low-hanging fruits, so to say. Because you already have NLEX, SETEX, DPLEX. So make sure that you try to convince the flights be already moved towards there. Because in Metro Manila, the NAIA is already 125 million passengers. The capacity of the runway and the terminals in NAIA is just 20 million. So it's very, very dangerous already to be flying in and out of Metro Manila. So we should develop your Clark International Airport. So those are the low-lying, low-hanging fruits that you can immediately implement in the next 3 years.
In your view, what are the key risks that will deflate the rubber duck or the animal spin?
The Napoles scam is just 10 billion pesos. But its total impact is more than that because we watch the TVs, we watch the news every day, and everybody got depressed. The government officials, the private sector, everybody got scared, everybody got depressed. And what was the cost to our GDP? Yeah. Our GDP went down from 7.9% to just 5% right now. So the key risk is for us to be convinced that those bad news really have great impact. When in reality, we try to compute and we try to measure the impact of those quote-unquote scam, it's not really that much in relation to our economy. The pork barrel scam is just 22 billion pesos. If you take out pork barrel, that's 22 billion out of the 3 trillion budget of the government. So that scam, yes, we have to solve the scam, but take a look at the total budget of the national government. That's 3 trillion. So look at the bigger side, which is to 3 trillion. 20 billion versus 3 trillion. Let's focus on the 3 trillion and how the 3 trillion is spent on good projects. Ang summary ko is you have to have good economics integration combined with your financial analysis skills, and you'll be able to conclude that it's no-brainer that we should not be growing at this very slow pace, 5 to 6%, which from the point of view of the world is very fast. But from the point of view of our resources, 5 to 6% is a mediocre growth from my point of view. We should be growing at 8% at least to make sure that our Filipinos will be feeling the impact of the resources that we have accumulated through time.
Thank you. Any final words?
Final words is that let's have that economics education. Let's be joyful. Let's be joyful about the fact that we are a very resilient nation, and we take advantage of that, and we keep on spending. When you get depressed, just eat and drink. When you're so happy, you just eat and drink. So make sure that the money is circulating. From the point of view of business and from the point of view of economics, we always make sure that money is circulating. So, and I hope you will pick that as a strong reminder of making sure that you vote the right person to maintain our animals. I'm not campaigning for anyone, but make sure that you analyze the economic policies in relation to what we have discussed.
Maraming salamat.
Please give a warm round of applause. Okay, Jay.